Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my bad business content. Today's video is on Arena, TDM, and I'm using the Honeybadger. A very interesting gun. Somebody's chasing me as well. I heard his feet then. You gotta love people that play like this, haven't you? I'll never understand it. Why you would play a first-person shooter to spam the melee weapons. It boggles my mind. Luckily, he's absolute garbage at it, so I can just decimate him and get on with my life. But here's me using the Mac 10, the classic Honeybadger skin. A lot of people can't reload the damn gun. Here we go, get a fresh clip in it. So this gun is controversial in the community, I think. A lot of people think the Honeybadger is one of the strongest guns in the game. A lot of people think it's got too much recoil. I'm the person here to say that I think this gun has really good balancing, all considered. It is a balance that makes the gun strong where it should be strong and weaker where it should be weak. The thing I like the most about this gun is that the recoil hits it hard, so you have to control it. Does that mean that you can't control it and that you can't be effective with it? No, I'm using a Honeybadger on Arena. I'm going to be doing some long-range shots with this gun. You can absolutely control the recoil, you can absolutely learn it, but it's more difficult than something, than some assault rifles, than other assault rifles, and it's really going to shock you. If you play with nothing but the AK and the G36, when you pick this gun up, it's going to kick like a horse, and it should. I can't imagine this gun with less recoil than it has, because the recoil is the only reason this gun's even remotely close to being balanced, and I would say it's balanced on the edge of being very strong. So it fires at 840 RPM, it has 30 rounds, but it has incredibly limited range. When you're up and close with this weapon, you will lose. If the enemy hits their shots, you'll lose, but if an enemy's using an M1 Garand that can kill you in one bullet like that, which is really scary, that's like the SKS, dude. People sleep on those guns. I don't know why more people don't use them. It must be because they're so high level, and in that one you actually have to buy. I'm currently sitting on 23,000 credits, and I need to buy the G11, I need to buy the Tommy gun, and I need to buy a ton of the other weapons. But I don't want to spend my credits because they might go on sale. I'm waiting for some kind of discount. I also have to buy all the special bullshit, which is going to be interesting using that stuff like the spellbook and the icicle launcher and everything. I don't really care about those guns personally. I would have preferred them to put in proper guns. There's so many guns I'd love to see added to this game, but at the moment they seem to want to bring in new sniper rifles, and I just don't get that. There's so many sniper rifles in this game, and everybody who uses them should be crucified because they're fucking garbage and I hate them. But that's just because I don't like cowardly players. The snipers themselves are really strong. You get a good player with those sniper rifles and they will destroy you. They're incredibly good weapons. And I'm actually going to use them too. I'm not much of a sniper. I don't really agree with it. I think it's cowardly. I don't think snipers should be good up close. I think they should be used at long range. But they never are they? Let's face it. Everybody wants to run around like it's an intervention in Modern Warfare 2 and shoot you before they've even scoped in and call it quick scoping when it's really just fucking garbage. But this is the Honeybadger. And this gun is so fun, dude. The first time I saw this weapon in video games was in Call of Duty Ghosts. I was going to say Black Ops then. Call of Duty Ghosts had this gun. It was such a cool looking gun with the built-in suppressor system. And I think that Bad Business's design is really nice as well. And you're about to hear something very controversial here from me. I like the iron sight on this gun. I think it's one of the nicest iron sights in the game for my tastes. The only problem is the recoil on this gun is so heavy that using the iron sight is kind of difficult, especially at any kind of range. And that's okay, I don't mind. I'll waste an attachment on an optic, I do it with almost every gun. But this thing is, every time I put this gun on, I just felt like I could kill everything and destroy everything. I felt very capable. And in my journey to getting to the Prestige to unlock it, which is Prestige 3 level, I think it's 10 or 15. In that journey to get there, this was one of the weapons you came up against the most. Whenever I came up against a high level player, or a person who was above skill level, they would be using this. I expected more people to go for the M4 because the M4 has the bigger magazine and more attachments, but this is the gun that people went to. And I believe that in a previous version of the game, where the recoil wasn't as crazy on this gun, that the Honeybadger was just an absolutely monstrous gun that couldn't be beaten. And I think that was the same meta as when the TAR was good, because apparently the TAR used to be absolutely unbeatable. And apparently the AS Val was ridiculous, and the Vector was ridiculous, but I don't remember any of these because now all of these guns seem Like, I like the Vector, it fires fast, but I don't think it's going to break any world records. I don't like the Tar. I like the Val, but it's very limited, and I like the Honeybadger. It's really, really good, but at range it suffers. But look at that. Look at what just happened, you know? This is not a gun meant for range, but you can do it. And that's why I think that this gun is got a nice balance right now. You could argue it's a bit too strong up close, but that's the point, you know? It's like arguing that a shotgun's too strong up close. Like, I'd weaken the shotguns if they made them hit scan. I'd love that. That would be beautiful. But this is definitely going to be a gun that I use for a decent amount of time because it's just really fun to rush with. If you're an aggressive player, this is one of those guns that's just... It's so effective at turning the tides. When you get turned on, when you get, you know, somebody shooting you in the back and you have to do a quick spin and a quick flick, and if you get on target, they better hit their shots because if you do, it's game over. It fires so quick, so much damage. The damage drop-off is really punishing, though. And look at these players as well, just lying on the fucking spawn staring at each other. Madness. It's funny, though, seeing it. Oh, wow, that guy's walked up to me and deleted me. Good for you, sir. But I saw this... this is probably the gun I've seen the most. People seem to buy the Honeybadger, and I can absolutely understand why now that I've used it. It's a very strong gun. It's a very strong option. I don't think it's the best gun in the game. And I do think the M4 is better than it. I think the M4 is better than it for sheer utility, but I think if you get up close in a fight with this and you're using an M4, you could lose, because this has 40 RPM on you and potentially a slightly higher damage profile up close. But if you have any kind of range, the M4 is going to win every time. So the Badger is one of those things where it bites really hard, but it's not going to be a gun that's just instant victory every single time, and I like that. It's the kind of balance that makes it feel like you are earning the kills, even though they come really quickly with this gun. Like, I thought the AS Val was going to be stronger than the Badger because of the higher fire rate, but I feel like the Honeybadger, because it's got that 10 extra bullets, it just pulls it back over. And once again, when the attachments come, I don't know how this gun's going to fare. Like, can you imagine if you could put a drum mag on this? Get something like a 70 round Honeybadger, that'd be hilarious, and I'd love that, but there's no way they'd do that. It'd be interesting to see it with different like, conversions for its ammunition. Because I've just been messing around with the 9mm conversion on the M4 and the M16, and I had no idea that it increased the fire rate. I didn't. I just knew that it dropped the damage, and anything that drops the damage I'm not going to use, because I'm stupid like that. And then I noticed that you could make the M4 fire at 950 RPM, and as soon as you tell me you can make a gun fire faster, I want to use it. And then I used it, and it was nothing but hit markers and made me really sad. And it's one of the reasons why I wish there was a perk in this game that was rapid fire. I'd love to stick rapid fire on this gun. Can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine this gun with 1000 RPM? 1000 RPM, double the recoil? I will take that. I will handily chip my teeth trying to control this gun if I can make it go brrr like a monster. I love that stuff, dude. I love that kind of thing. I'd love to be able to specialise in how your gun functions and really make something unique and monstrous. Because I find it interesting, you know, when you listen to other bad business YouTubers and they talk about, oh, the recoil on this is too much, this gun's terrible without attachments, and then I get the gun and use it and drop 100 kills with no attachments and think, what are they talking about? Like, it just goes to show how different everyone is and how different skill sets everybody has. And I'd love to create some weapons that are uniquely me, that no one else can really touch unless you have my playstyle. And then when you touch it, you're like, oh my god, this is monstrous, this is so fun. And fingers crossed, Ethan and the guys will get that stuff together and smash it in this coming year, because Bad Business is just going to continue growing, continuing to get better, and I can't wait to see it. Thank you for watching, you take care now.